Hi everyone, welcome back. I am just Shawnee and thank you for tuning in. I just went through my closet, honey, cleaned it out and did not realize how many shirts I have. Like, look at this shirt. Look at this shirt. There's nothing straight about me from my hair to my toes. It's curved like that. Even my hair curly. I'm curved, boo. I'm curved. So yeah, cop this merch. Go ahead and get this merch. The link is in the description. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit that like, and ring that bell so you'll be notified every time I post a video, which lately is every day, honey. Tune in, clock in, honey. Today we're going to be watching some of the wildest TikTok story times. So strap it up. Strap in, not strap up. Ooh, what you doing, girl? What you thinking? Strap in, put your seatbelt on, let's go.
Get ready with me while I talk about my stalker. It all started when I was about 12 years old. I downloaded this app called Kick, and I'm sure everyone remembers that app and the amount of weirdos. So this is when I wasn't sure on my sexuality, and obviously I was so young. I was 12 years old. I started talking to this person who I thought was my age on Kick. I have no idea how we came into contact on it. I don't really remember how the app works. But we started talking and then we took her over to Snapchat. Started to progress and get a bit weird and inappropriate, and I was not down for that. So I kind of shut it down. Well, I tried to, and then he ended up telling me his real age, and he said that he was 28. So I blocked him. This fully grown adult man continued to create more and more Snapchat accounts to add me back, but he never went as his name. The only time he went as his name was the first time he created an account, and that is the only reason why I've been able to make police reports, is because I remembered his name from 8 years ago. When he would add me back all these times, he would create accounts under my name, my full name, or he would call himself daddy and really disgusting, creepy thing. I think I ended up blocking him probably about, I'm gonna say in total, probably easily over 150 times. He created so many accounts, and when I would stop talking to him, he would create another one. I ended up thinking it was my fault for even talking to him in the first place. Therefore, I felt like I couldn't go to anyone about this issue. It was only until he started to get progressively weird and would say he knew where I was and my location and what I was wearing, and ask me where I was. It just got really weird, and he would say facts that I was oh my god, how do you know that? He knew train stations from where I was from, where I was that day, and it my brain couldn't comprehend it. I still have all the screenshots and everything. He kept disappearing and then coming back every few months or every few weeks, every time I would remove him, and it just got too much. On my 18th birthday, he messaged me, remembering it was my 18th birthday, 5 years after he started harassing me. I started to retaliate towards him and be can you stop messaging me? Can you stop being inappropriate? The whole time I was doing this, but even more so, I was I'm gonna go to the police if you don't stop. He then took a turn with his level of harassment, and it started to become a lot of threats, and I got so scared. I really thought I was gonna be able to do this within time, but I'll make a part 2 and I'll post it straight after, guys. Don't worry, you don't have to wait.
Honey, what friend? Please be safe in these streets, because people don't know the definition of no. No, stop. After somebody says no, that's when everything stops. You stop everything. They said no, so that's end of discussion, end of communication, end of interacting. What is? First of all, sir, you are a pedo. Why are you talking to this child, this minor? You know she's 13. And then you're going to tell her 28 she's going to be ooh, an older guy. No. 13-year-olds are not thinking about dating anyone older than them. They're thinking about dating people in their grade level, at their school, people they see every day interacting with. Not no grown-ass man. You wrong. You should have, I wish she would have reported him when she was a child so he can go ahead and get on that list, get registered. Because what are we doing? You know better. We got to start holding people accountable, especially these men. I'm tired of hearing, oh, boys gonna be boys. Oh, you need to wash yourself around these men. No, they need to wash themselves. They need to take accountability and act grown, mature, they're the adult here, because they are. There's things that you should not do. You know wrong from right. You know this. 28 years old, you best believe you know wrong from right. So what are you doing? Friend, I'm glad you say, because he was on some weirdo stuff. We remember Kick before it's whatever this is, this new generation of Kick is not the Kick we know. We know the stalker, the creeps, that part Kick. I had a Kick, and I made a couple friends on Kick, but I also knew that I wasn't going to take it off of Kick. Like, Kick, you get inappropriate messages, very inappropriate messages from a lot of people, and especially guys. I got stories, boo. If y'all want to know those stories, you know, let me know, because I could do a Kick series of the craziest stuff that I've ever experienced through Kick. But I had Kick because I had a lot of friends and I went to different schools, so Kick was one of the things that we just kept together. And like, my siblings had Kick, and it's just thing we did. But Kick is weird, and it's probably still weird. I don't even know if it's still a thing now, but I remember I had Kick on my iPod, so you know that's old. You know that's old. I thought my iPod the other day. I was like, dang, the way we have moved and advanced in technology. But that was weird, friend. And I can't even imagine, like, Snapchat. He know your information, your location. That's one thing about Snapchat. Snapchat, you have to cut your location off. You have to. You cannot have it downloaded and use your location somewhere. What, can you? I don't know. Back in the day, you couldn't. Now you can separate the two. But back in the day, if you use your location, put on your location in another app, Snapchat would be like, ooh, where you at? You know, like, oh, this is where you are. This is the area you are. They would be sneaky. So yeah, friend, be careful with that. If I say no, don't stalk me. Don't stop me. This is why I am how I am now, because I've had a few stalkers, but they wasn't on that level. That was crazy. Like, you wilding out, friend. You know that you in the wrong. You know you ain't supposed to be talking to me. I've had a stalker who was just like obsessed with me as a person, how I look. They were just like, just because you're nice to them, they get the wrong idea, and it's just like, okay, well, no, that's not what it is at all. So yeah, friend, no, be careful, and be careful about your location, especially with Google now. Google tracks your location. You gotta make sure you turn that stuff off. So be careful with your location and let people know. Make people aware, because you need. I know there's some people in your life that will handle him. So let them know, and don't be afraid. You wasn't in the wrong. They were in the wrong. They still in the wrong. They still too old for you. So yeah.
So I'm detransitioning, and I think that it's only fair to talk to you guys about it. As you know, I have based my platform for the past couple of years on sharing pretty much every aspect of my transition, so it's only fair that I include you guys in this process and in my thought process. To be completely honest with you guys, my mental health has not been in the greatest place, so yeah, let's get into it. So this all started a couple of months ago. I had a very anxious night, and honestly, I spent a couple hours unpacking my transition and just how much my life has changed since I first started taking testosterone. Cool, I see you're in my business, and if you have time to be in my business, then I'm assuming that you have time to hear about Operation Olive Branch. I'm sure you guys have heard of them already, but if you haven't, it's this organization that is aiming to connect people with families who are in need of evacuation or any sort of supplies or donations to get out of Gaza. For more information, you guys can check out the link in my bio, but I want to talk to you guys a little bit about Mira's family. This sweet baby girl right here is Mira. She is 2 years old. Her family has been displaced 6 times already, and they are halfway through their goal of 40,000. The latest update is that she is suffering from a stomach bacteria because of the unclean water, her temperature is high, and she has no access to medicine. If you guys would like to donate, please check out the link in my bio. If you're not in a position where you can donate, I completely understand. Please just engage with the video, share, like, comment, do what you gotta do. Any money that I make off this video is going to be donated to Mira and her family. Please check out my caption if you guys want to learn more about Mira, learn more about her family, learn more about her situation, and would like to help. I appreciate you guys sticking around this long. Check out the link in my bio, please.
Wait, what? I thought this was a video about them telling us what they're going through, the thought process of So I've been hearing, and I never thought it was a thing, but I've been hearing that detransitioning is a thing. I thought it was just, they were just saying stuff just to sway people, like, oh, a lot of people regret it. This, I've been hearing that, and I thought it was just them talking out the side of their neck. But now this is kind of like, okay, like there's a little proof in the pudding, because I didn't even think it was a thing. Knowing, I don't know if y'all ever watched 90 Day Fiance, but Gabe let us know a lot about his journey, and that's when I really realized all the stuff that goes into it. It was just because I never thought about it. He gave us the rundown. He was telling us about how he had to remove tissue, like for his operation, tissue had to be removed from his thighs, and I think there was a mishap, so they had to, I think he was doing it from his arm, and then it was a mishap, so they had to use his thighs, and showing his scars and everything. It was just like, what? Mind blown. Like, I didn't even think that was a thing. I didn't know they had to do that. I don't know what I thought. I don't know where I thought they got the penis from, but I did not think that they used tissue from like these places, these visible places. Like, I did not know that. I knew that they had to take medicine, testosterone, but it never occurred to me that they had to do it every day. That blew my mind, because I was just like, every day it should be an easier way. But it was just like, just knowing the whole process, like hearing what he has to say, and the sensation, like all the things. If you have not seen it, go watch 90 Day Fiance. That was a good season. I mean, every season is good. That one right there opened up some eyes. It was good to have insight to it. So that right there is a lot by itself. Just a lot on your body. So the fact that you went through that and then be like, you know, second guessing, that's a lot. Like, that was a lot. And I would love to have known his thought process, to be like, you know what? And it's probably the people around him too, probably was just like, wait, what? And just hearing Gabe's story, it was just like, there's a lot of mental that has to go, that goes into it. And yeah, I can't even imagine. I can imagine how the mental can make you be like, okay, maybe this wasn't a good idea. But I just feel like, from how people talk about it, it's just they always felt like they were a different gender. So the fact that they will have regrets after they become that gender is just, I don't know about that. I just feel like, I don't know, maybe I just don't have any comments. I don't think I can comment on, because it's just like, I don't know, you know. So yeah, comment below if you have a friend that has transitioned and had doubts, or detransitioned. Like, I would love to know the thoughts and the thought process behind that.
I hate being aromantic. I hate it so fucking much. I wish I wasn't aromantic. And I know that comes off a little bit strong or blunt, and, you know, that's not something that people want to hear, is that it sucks being, you know, LGBTQ or whatever, but it really does suck. It really does suck. There's a chronic loneliness to being aromantic, okay? You will never have a date to prom. You will never have someone that you can show up to your family. There will never be a consistent person in your life that's always there, that you're married to, or you're dating or whatever, engaged to or whatever, that you'll be able to talk about with people. Nobody will ever ask you, how is blah 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 doing, or whatever, how's your partner doing? Nobody will ever ask you that question, and unless you get a queer platonic partnership, which is very hard to find, at least from my experience, you're just gonna have to settle with being by yourself, and I'm fine with that. You know, I understand that my friends, you know, they have their romantic relationships, but I wish I had that. I wish I had someone who I could hang out with all the time, or someone I could see on a consistent, regular basis, and we're doing all these fun things, and I wish I could have someone that I could introduce to my family and be like, hey, this is blah, blah, blah. I love them, you know? But I never can, unfortunately. And I will never be anybody's first choice. That's the unfortunate reality of being aromantic, is that unless you have a queer platonic partner, you will never be anyone's first choice. At the end of the day, you're going to go home to your place by yourself, and you're going to lie in your bed by yourself, and it's going to be fucking lonely. I have the fortunate is that I was born an only child, so I understand how it is to be alone, or be by myself or entertain myself, but I'm still a human. I still crave human connection, unfortunately, and that's the reality, is that I will never have that.
I'm glad she shared that with us, because I low-key feel that. Because I feel like I think all of us can relate, especially us lesbians nowadays. What I'm hearing from the lesbians is that it's hard to find a partner or somebody, who's serious or whatever, which is a little silly to me because there's a lot of forums that I go on. They're all like, oh, we're all single. And it's just like, so yeah, we're all single and we're still alone. Like, what's going on? What's going on? I feel like sometimes it becomes a choice, and for me, it's a choice. Like, yeah, I would love maybe. I don't know if I want somebody in my face. Like, like I like being by myself, but somebody to cuddle with, I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know. It's just different. And sometimes it becomes a choice, and sometimes we're stuck in our ways. I'm not really sure about aromantics. I think from my understanding is you don't see romance, like romantic ways, but you can still love people and feel those feelings that are attached to romance, just absent. Like that romance is absent, I thought. And from what she's saying is she wants to feel love and cuddling to me is a romantic thing. I understand that we have romantic, our idea of romantic is like flowers, rose petals, bubble bath, wine. I feel like what she's saying is she wants somebody who she can chill with, be a friend with, that can, she can bring back to the family, she can cuddle with. From what I heard, I could be wrong, but I feel like aromantics can still fall in love and have crushes and be attracted to people. It's just not in, like romantically, if that makes sense. I'm not sure. I've never met a romantic person in real life, but from what I'm seeing and knowing, like what I gather is that they can still have feelings and stuff. So from what I'm hearing is from her is that she wants a person, but feels like she can't find this person. I'm just in the boat with her. I'm just trying to be in the boat with her, because if I apply this to myself as a pansexual lesbian, there's requirements. Like, it requires work to find your person. It's not just, oh, I see this woman and she's everything I want and everything I need in this moment and in the future, and we're on the same page. Like, it's not going to happen just like that. I'm going to the grocery store and I meet this amazing woman. It don't happen like that. You usually have to put in some work to it. You have to go on sites. You have to get out in public. Like, there's work you have to go through. And I feel like it's very capable to meet this person who understands your needs and wants. I feel like it's possible, and I feel like, hear me out here, she's not the only aromantic person in the world. You feel me? I feel like, and I hear her, completely hear, because I be saying that to myself, like, oh, we all been there where we just are not excited about being gay. Let's just be honest. Let's be honest here. So yeah, I hear her, and I also feel like there comes the time where it becomes a choice, because I feel like from my experience, there are people in the world who are okay with not, like, there's a such thing called touch me nots, and they're completely fine with detaching the sex part. They're completely fine with that. They're cool with just being your presence. You can be homies and just know that, hey, you're my person. I have seen cases where gay men and gay women marry each other, knowing that they're not gonna, be physical like that, but the fact that their relationship wise, as a friendship and all that, like, everything else connects, and they don't have to be sexual because there's an understanding. So I do feel like she can find her person. It just requires a little bit of effort, but I do hear her out. I hear it, and I've experienced it, and I've gone through it myself, and I realized just for me, it's a choice. To be single, it's a choice. So yeah, friend, I'm glad you shared that with us. Very glad. Subscribe.